Hello, and welcome to Abby Tyler's Healthy Living. My name is Abby Tyler. I'm your host, a family nurse practitioner, a health and wellness blogger, and a community volunteer. In here, we discuss evidence based health information regarding mind, body, and soul with a holistic emphasis. Thanks for joining me on this journey of health and wellness. Please enjoy the show. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our weekly show. Welcome. My name is Abby Tyler. I'm your favorite healthy living NP. I'm trying to think another moniker. But, anyways, welcome. Thank you all for joining me. To all my new followers, thank you for joining me in this journey of health and wellness. To all my OGs, thank you for riding along with me. This is our weekly show. We meet every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I do daily videos during the week and all that, do healthy videos. So if you're watching me from Focus on Liberia from YouTube, I say thank you for joining me. As you can see, today's topic is 8 tips for living well with chronic pain. Doesn't mean like you're living well, that you're not having any pain or anything like that, or it's not as some people might say, okay, yes, I'm still in pain every day. It's not that easy. So it's not ignoring that. It's just giving you tips for managing and living a healthy, productive life with chronic pain. Okay, so please share the show. Please share the show. Please invite others. I'm just going to get to my notes here. Let me just give me 2 seconds. Alrighty, how you guys doing? And also, again, my disclaimer: I am a provider, but I'm not your provider. So please do not make any changes to your regimen without first checking with your own provider. And somebody asked me, "What if you are my provider?" And so, in the case that I am your provider, please do not make any changes to your regimen without speaking directly to me first. Okay, so let's get in here. I'm giving you guys time to invite other people, but I'm just getting my banners together here. Okay, okay, okay. So let me just get my notes. Okay. So, okay. So for whatever reason, you may be having chronic pain. Some people get it from, the chronic disease like fibromyalgia. You can have from the orthopedic pain where maybe you had a broken bone or a severe injury that you had surgery for, but you're still having pain, or you probably is waiting to have surgery and you're having pain, like, like heal arthritic pain. You may have had some kind of burns or anything like that that have been that cause chronic pain. Like chronic pain meaning you've had the pain for at least over like 3 to 6 months now. Okay, so it's like not the pain you have today, and then you take some Tylenol or Motrin, and it goes away. Something that's been lingering for a long time. Again, something, and everybody who anybody who knows anybody, or if you have chronic pain, you know how that can be devastating to your lifestyle. Not so much devastating, but in some cases it can be. The fact that it changes the way where you go for vacation, because you don't want to be in pain while you're on vacation. It changes the kind of house you may buy, because if it requires you climbing up the stairs and moving from one farther part of the house to another part of the house, that can also cause a problem. The kind of job that you do, it can even cause you to, have to change your jobs or finally quit your job because you are in so much pain that you cannot do your job the way your employer wants you to do it, and you could get in trouble because you're not being productive or as productive as they want you to be. It also affect the kind of lifestyle you have with your family, with your spouse, with your children, because kids want to go out and run around and play and want to do different things. Your husband or your wife may want to go to different places, go to parties, go for different things, and you're in pain. Okay, and even with the pain medications and all that too, that can cause a problem. So we know how limiting it be, and that can also lead to, like, depression, and also people go and started self medicating, and that can lead to other really destructive behaviors too. Not all the time, but some people can go that way depending on your physiological makeup and all that. Okay, so this is just 8 tips for living well with chronic pain. It's not complete list and all that. You can also speak to your doctor about more. Okay, so please invite others. Please invite others. Please invite others. Okay, so take a sip of water and then we'll start. Okay. So, during there, I'll be checking some comments. If you have any questions, I'll be checking some comments in between here and there. And please give me a thumbs up. Okay. Like, so that way I know people watching. Okay. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay. So, number one, we'll start with developing coping skills. Okay. So, some people, you see them and they're in a lot of pain, but they tell you that, pain, and but some of them is like, oh, okay, yeah, I have pain and it's okay, I took my medicine, I'm fine. Doesn't mean that they're not having severe pain, but over time they have learned how to cope with it. Some people go through meditation, some people, depending on, once you get the right combination of medication that you're supposed to be getting, it can be easier to do that. And coping skills, meaning like you're talking to somebody, you're talking to your family members, you have changed things around in the house, and changed your way of life, your activity of daily living, meaning, okay, maybe I cannot take a long shower, maybe I cannot do something major, maybe I cannot do this and all that. You have learned with that, and sometimes also praying, all right, any kind of meditation and all, to learn different coping skills that makes it a little easy for them. I'm going to go more into detail about that. That's why I'm not saying too much about this one, okay? And like I said, leave me a comment and I'll go through it. If you have any questions, I'll answer it there, periodically. Okay. The next thing, like I said, finding the right medication. Okay. For some people, all right. First, let me go in here. Okay. Let's go to active lifestyle. Sorry. It's important that if you exercising, because what happens is, if you're having pain and you don't get up, and it doesn't necessarily mean going to the gym or doing something very strenuous, please make sure whatever it is you decide to do, any kind of exercise regimen, please talk to your doctor first, your provider first, before engaging in anything like that, because it could be harmful, but it could also be helpful. But also, they can tell you the right kind of exercise you need to do for your particular diagnosis and all that. So it's important that you get that check. Go for a walk, even if it means walking 10 minutes a day, because usually we tell you 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week. That's for people who don't have like severe chronic pain, okay? Pain in the knees, pain in the ankles, shoulders, anything that causes a lot of discomfort when they're moving around. But it's important that you go ahead and get up every day, even if it means walking out to the door to get your mail, the mailbox, walking down the street, one street over, and every day, just move a little bit more in your home. You can put YouTube on your TV or your iPad, and just do any kind of, anything that requires some movement, moving your arms up and down, your legs up and down. If it means climbing the stairs a little slower, don't avoid certain things that's going to move your muscles. It's very important that you move your muscles, okay? The reason for that, because you don't, again, like I said, if you sit down and you're taking a medication, you're not moving. Also, because when you're taking pain medication, depending on the kind of pain medication you're taking, especially with narcotics and all, that can cause you to be constipated, meaning it make it a little difficult for you to have a bowel movement. And that's why it's always good to move around. That's what one of the physical therapists, I always remember what she said: movement equals movement. Meaning you're moving around, because also the muscles in your belly and all that, it kind of is called peristalsis, to kind of move like that, so that way when you eat, that happens normally if you're not having any problem. But if you're taking any medication, it's going to cause everything to slow down, because when you take medication, it slows everything down. Why is controlling the pain? It slows everything down in your body, and it slows most of the functions in your body. So it's important that when you're moving around, you're getting that bowel movement out. You can have regular bowel movements and all that too, because you don't want to get stuck up, and you don't want to have any problems that's going to cause a blockage that will cause you to have to go to the hospital to have some kind of operation or something. Okay, so it's very important that you do go get and check with your doctor first. Okay, so regular exercise, let me just read this. Regular exercise also prevents disuse syndrome. It's a condition in which muscles become weak from inactivity. Weak muscles are more vulnerable to pain and even cause other injuries. Okay, because if you're not moving around as much, and then one day you get up and all that, and you could literally like tear something in your knee or your hip or something like that, or cause yourself even more severe injury. So it's important, a little bit, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes a day, go ahead and do that. Okay, some range of motion exercise. You move your arm, you move yourself. Even if you're folding clothes, washing dishes, and things like that, those are all activities. So even as much as you're in pain, get up and try to do a little bit. Okay, alrighty. The next one is find the right medication. Okay, that's why I was. Okay, so sometimes it may take a little while. Try several things before you can get the right medication. So you can, you go see your doctor, your provider. They're gonna say, okay, that medication's not working, and it's always good to develop that rapport with your provider, because sometimes, especially now that everything is so hard on us, meaning also prescribe medications and all that, that we have to be very careful that we're not prescribing medications that's going to lead somebody to be addicted to that medication. So we're always like doing the assessment and everything when you come back in. If you said this medication is not working, we're doing it again every time you come back in full medication history, everything else. We're looking at a diagnosis, what is causing the pain. Because let's say if you're having something minor and you're saying, oh my God, this pain is so severe, and I really need something more pain, I need something stronger, I need something. It'll be like, wait a second, whatever it is you're going through right now, the diagnosis it doesn't call for that strong of a medication. But also pain is subjective. But at the same time, it was pain is subjective. A lot of people got caught up into where they became addicted to those certain kind of medications and all that. So because the brain needed more, and if you have an addictive personality, also that can be a little troubling. So we have to make sure do your evaluation and everything in check to make sure you're safe enough to change the medication. So that means maybe we may have to change the medication. We may have to try something. And sometimes they'd be like, Doc, why don't you just give me something a little stronger than that, or give me something much stronger than that? No, we have this. Again, it's important to, especially with elderly people, to start low and go slow. And sometimes you may need a combination of other medications. Sometimes it may not be narcotics. Sometimes it may have to be narcotics, and we'll try other things. So let's say if you have arthritis and things like that, we'll start off with the cream first, and then next thing you know, we'll move to maybe something over the counter, and we'll move to something like a little less than narcotics. And if it calls for it, then we may have to go to the narcotic. But it's very important. We don't want to underdose you, which is very important. We don't want to underdose you. We don't want not to treat your pain effectively, but at the same time, we don't want to put you in a position where you may only start relying on this medication, and it could cause a problem later on. Okay. So speak to your doctor, do your follow-ups. If they say, okay, yes, you may have to have physical therapy with it. Yes, you may have to do some more exercising, because it's not just the medication. Remember that it's all of the entire thing, holistic care, physical therapy, everything combined with it, relaxation techniques and all that to help you manage the pain. Okay. And you'll also be speaking to your family members too, because they have to be very understanding and saying, I cannot do certain things with you guys. Let's find other activities that I can sit there and I can participate in, but I may not be able to do this with you today. Okay. So it's important. It's really important that you have like really understanding family members. And sometimes that can be a problem also, because it can be a problem in relationships, because it also affects intimacy with your partner too. So again, you may have to go see counseling and all that for all of this, because that can also lead to like really severe depression. Okay. So let me see here. Let's see. I see one comment. Okay. So number again, like I said, it's very important. And it's so many. And then also when it comes down to, like when I said destructive behaviors and all, when you start self-medicating, meaning you're going outside of what your doctor's recommending or prescribing for you. And some people start going out there, oh, I can get medication from here, and I can go and get medication from here, and I can do this. And next thing you know, you're going out there and you buy medication from people who are lacing especially now, it's like people are lacing all these medication with fentanyl, and really, I mean, paint and everything. So you're thinking you're taking something that, oh, I'm just taking this for 1 or 2 times, and it could literally end your life the day you take it, or eventually cause you to suffer like severe and irreversible harm. So it's important that you speak to your doctor and come to an understanding and say yes, and to move on. They may have to send you to see a pain management doctor that specializes in all of that, and they can get the right medication for you. Okay. All righty then. So number 4, try complementary and alternative treatments. I talked about that before. Medication. I always said, back home we have like these different complementary things. You get, Donagries and also many other things that we try to help with pain and the natural stuff, and they work. Okay, it's important that if you are going to somebody who does different herbs and spices and other different things, that you do tell your primary care doctor, or whoever your pain management doctor, whoever's managing your pain. It could be like an orthopedic doctor or something. You do tell them about it, because you don't want any kind of drug to drug interaction. You don't want this medication making this other medication work and less, or make this other medication work so fast that could cause a problem. Okay, because if the medication is like in your body and it's working so fast, and like I said, it slows everything down. Eventually, when it's helping the pain, it relaxes your central nervous system, meaning like in your brain and everything, and calms everything down, block the pain receptors and calms everything down. But the problem is, if that goes so fast, you could literally like drop your blood pressure, stop your heart and everything. So it's very important that if you try all those different alternative medicine things, make sure you bring it to your doctor's attention. And the person who you go into this, you have some knowledge. Again, like I said, there are a lot of doctors out there who do complementary medication and alternative treatments and all that too, but they also have medical degree background. Okay, so it's not just somebody who they have some health background. You want to make sure you go to somebody who has some health background, so at least that way they know very well that yes, I'm working along with your doctor. Your doctor knows what it is that you're taking. All right. So you can be using that alone. You can use that with your medicine and also whatever they're doing. So it can be alone or in combination with the medication. So things like also Again, like massage therapy, you can go to masseuse and again, once a month. Sometimes check with your insurance company too, because sometimes they pay for that. They do sometimes to put in magnets on your body. I think they say that kind of sucks up something. I'm not doing too much about it. You can go also acupuncture. Again, like I said, herbal medicines, mindful thoughts, like you say in there, and you're thinking about it, meditation. I did my video where we were in West Virginia and the other day, and it's like such a beautiful place. I think it's called Roslyn Conference Center. It's in Richmond, Virginia. If you ever get the chance to go there, tell my cousin I say hi. He works there. Okay. So, but it's so beautiful. You just sit there and just look at like beautiful, like the forest and the hills and everything. I made my video doing like, singing to the hills are alive and so many different things. I was like going crazy. It's such a beautiful place and peaceful place to be. So if you have something similar to that in your, neck of the woods, like a state park or something like that, go to that. And it's like it rejuvenates you because you're meditating and you becoming one with nature. So it doesn't not say it takes away your pain, but it helps manages that. So there's so many things we're talking about. And guided imagery, you can watch like a beautiful movie, you can watch a beautiful sea sunset, and some of those things also they're on YouTube too, so you can just watch them and they're free. Okay, so and let me see here. So yeah, so you can do those things, dancing. Even if you sit in your chair, moving around, like I always tell people, I say, go to parties. Even if you go to parties and you're not dancing, you're just there, and people are dancing and moving around. You see people being happy. That alone can kind of revigorate you. That alone can kind of take your mind away from the pain just for a little bit. So it's important that you go out. You don't just stay at home. And I know sometimes people don't want to be there and think, oh my God, everybody's going to tell me, why don't you get up? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do? Just tell them, I don't feel like it today. And just sit there and just enjoy everything that's going on. Okay. So let me just see here before. So if you're just joining us, okay, you're watching Abby Tyler's Healthy Living page. I'm on Facebook and I'm also on YouTube. Alrighty. And today's topic is how to live well with chronic pain. All right. So I'm going to take a drink of water. It's not too late to invite others, by the way. So let me just see what the comment is here. Sometimes. Oh, okay. Marlene's, oh, sorry. Says, so what is the solution to this problem? Well, I'm going over the different solutions. If you continue watching, you'll see that. Okay, so let me see here. Ibrahim Salif, Ahmed Salif, sorry. What do you do about African herbs that promise great results yet no clear directions? For example, not knowing what quantities and to take it. I did talk about different medications and using herbs and different stuff, but if you're just dealing with people who don't have any alternative and it seemed to work for them, that's fine. That's the reason what we talk about when we talk about natural medications and all. It's important that you also talking to your own doctor. All right. Again, like I said, make sure that person that you're dealing with has some health background or bring it to your doctor's attention, because most of these leaves and all, sometimes you can literally just Google it and you can see the combination, the chemical makeup of the leaves and all. And so when you go to your doctor in America, if you're in America or somewhere more developed nation and all, you can talk to them about it. But it's very important because, again, like I said, you can have a medication that can cause a lot of problems or something that can help you, but make sure you're talking to your doctor about it first, because it's important that you're not doing anything that's going to harm yourself or cause any kind of trouble with your livelihood, your life or your livelihood. We should use Donegrease back home for, I think, for inflammation or any kind of pain that was anything that was hurting. It seemed to work. I think it has some of the same properties as Bengay and all that. So, but make sure you talk to your doctor first. Okay, that's very important. That's why when I say complementary and alternative treatments, it doesn't just mean go to anybody who can just give you little potions here and there. You always want to make sure that you're dealing with somebody who has some little bit of health background. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, let me see what you say. Yeah, controllable. Yes. Well, that was for it. It was like that thing to help you, like constipation. Yeah, stuff like that. Let's say if you're taking that and you're taking another medication that also works on your stomach and all, that can cause a problem. So because it's supposed to cleanse your stomach, and you don't need that because the body can cleanse itself. Usually you need to cleanse your body when you go in for surgery and stuff like that. That need you to be completely empty, maybe like colonoscopy or stuff, and you haven't eaten for a couple of days to cleanse everything up. So when they go up, that it can really visualize your colon completely. But you don't really need that. But I hated that. I hated that also with castor oil. It's a castor oil. Oh God, it was like the worst. But we had to get that like every week when we were growing up. I didn't get that, but we're here, I guess. So Alrighty. So let's get back to our list here. I know summertime, everybody's like busy. So learn to relax. And that can be hard because again, as adults and all that too, you still, some people still have to work. Not everybody has the luxury of staying home because they're in severe pain. Or like cutting that back on the hours because chances are more than likely you're probably the one that has the benefit and have the benefit in the house, your health insurance, and also you probably need to work. And it can, but still find time to relax. Again, like I said, it doesn't have to be something major. You can just maybe sleep a little bit, 1 hour longer. When you come home from work, you're in a lot of pain. You can just rest one more time. Have the other people take the kids out for a little bit. Tell the kids just play a little bit. That's the music or TV. Just watch the TV for a little bit. I try make dinner, or you and your spouse can share the housework. You should not be in a relationship where you're in pain and your spouse is expecting you to do everything. Okay. At this point in our lives, we all know people have to work and all that. Even you can't say, okay, yeah, we're going to go to work, but the mom's going to come home and do everything while the dad sits there and watch TV. No, you have to pick your partner or your partners the right way. Okay, so and they understand that what you're not faking it, you're in pain. All right, so it maybe means like again because it causes a lot of muscle tension and all of that can aggravate the pain. Singing, watching music, playing, doing everything, reading a nice book and all that just to kind of relax it. And sometimes even taking like a nice warm bath or a warm shower if you can sit in the tub, a warm shower and all that, and then just greasing yourself down with nice little lotion and then getting to the bed, putting the TV on and being with some or talking to somebody on the phone, anything that kind of takes your mind off the pain, you can do that. Okay. Alrighty. So, reduces the strain, decreases the pain sensation and all that. Relax your body. Just learn to relax. Sit back. Sometimes I just sit back and just and I say, you know what, today's a nothing day. I'm just when I used to work as a nurse and I worked 3 days in a row, like my third day, I'd be like, okay, dude, this is my pajamas day. Yeah, after that, I'll lay in that couch the entire day in my pajamas. I would get up only to do stuff and just lay there. Luckily, my kids are older, so I didn't have to worry about all that. Okay. So relaxation is a pain management tool itself too. So we'll talk about yoga, tai chi, meditation, guided imagery, like I said, and also any limited harmful substance. Don't if you smoke, please try to quit. 1-800 quit now. You can call and they give you different resources on how to quit because smoking restricts the blood flow. We can also cause the pain, and all alcohol damages your nerve damage covers just sorry damages your nerve endings over time. So if you don't have to drink, if it's I mean talking about recreational stuff here and there, yes, that can also help you relax. But then you also have to be careful because the common pain medication that you're taking, they may tell you that you cannot take this pain medication and also drink at the same time. It doesn't mean necessarily at the same time, but they tell you discourage drinking alcohol because you're on pain medication. Okay, so cut back on that. Alrighty. So, and also where alcohol can kind of worsen your sleep, and you need to get enough sleep when you're in pain. All right. Okay. So we'll do that here. Step number 6. Get help. Okay, if especially when it gets to the point where don't try to do everything by yourself. Again, like I said, get other people to kind of help you. Maybe your husband could drive the kids to the basketball game or whatever game they go into, or to the dance recital, or to go play with their friends. Somebody you can say, okay, I'm not cooking today. I don't, go. There's so many different Liberian stores now, and there's so many American stores already. So you can go there, get some food. Don't let anybody make you think that you have to cook everything from scratch. It's 2023. Who needs to be cooking anything from scratch? Okay, you can make stuff here. You don't have to cook a full course meal every day. Your kids will not die if they don't eat full course meal every day. Okay, and that's when they're getting older, they can get up in the morning and fix their own breakfast. You can put things there. They can fix their own breakfast. Most of the kids just like to eat cereal anyway. At summertime, they barely ever wake up. They wake up around 1 o'clock. So and they still eat their cereal, so you don't have to worry about that. So don't overwhelm yourself because all of that, the stress and everything can also exacerbate the pain. All right. So be a good delegator. Make sure you do that. And number 7, I don't see any other comments there. Number 7 is seek support. Okay. So you want to also retreat the related conditions and all because you're already going to be treating the whatever disease process is causing the pain. Again, like I said, some people I talked about sciatic nerve pain the other day with my family. You keep talking to your orthopedic doctor. You may have to go to go to physical therapy because some of the things also help. Your insurance company covers physical therapy, depending on your insurance and all that. So they may cover it for maybe like a couple of weeks or maybe for 3 months, anything that helps. Okay. You may have to go see the, like again, like I said, it affects your family life, it affects your relationship and all. So you may have to go see a counselor, okay, a therapist, so they can talk about your depression. Whatever it is you do, please do not self-medicate. Please do not self-medicate. Please do not self-medicate, meaning that you're taking medication outside of what your doctor is prescribing. And a lot of people take, and, because it gets to a point where they become addicted, and they may need to get other medications to help them manage their addiction. So you see all these people walking around here, like again, like I said, regular people, doctors, lawyers, teachers, and all that too. They go and get their medication, whether they're taking Suboxone, okay, with buprenorphine, they taking that, or they're taking methadone. They go to methadone clinic and they get their medication and they go on by their business, because you have to, you want to take the medication. Also, you're treating depression too, because it comes, or if you can't do, especially when you're younger. I have nothing against older people. I'm older too. But especially when you're so young and your kids are so young and you're going through that, it can cause a lot of problem, because it limits your life. Okay. So that can also cause depression too. It can also cause suicidal ideations. Okay. So you want to make sure that you go in to go see a therapist, talk to your doctor about it, and get referred to go see a therapist, so you can talk to somebody. Talk to, if you don't have that, the people in the church who are trained counselors who can kind of help you with that too. Okay, your church or your religious, like synagogue or mosque, or if you're not religious person, again, there's so many other resources there from your insurance company and also from your doctor's office too. Okay. And also, like I said, with anxiety, because you're sitting there, you're anticipating this pain all the time, all of that. So you need to see a therapist for that. Okay. And trust me, you're not the only one out there. There's so many people out there who struggle with this every day. We all know at least one person that has chronic pain. All right. So it's not something that, oh, yes, okay, it's just this person and you should be embarrassed. Again, like I talk about our people, when people confide in you and you have a falling out with them, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Again, like I said, there are certain things out there where people might say, "Oh yeah, because of my pain, I cannot be intimate with my husband, or I can't do this and I can't do this, and this I can be intimate with my wife and all, and this affects our relationship." And next thing you know, you have a falling out. All their business on Facebook, all their business on whatever medium, and then people sit there and they're sharing it and please, people, come on, we're grown ups. Okay. If you're old enough to at least be eligible for AARP, you're too grown to be doing certain things on Facebook. All right. So please keep it to yourself. All right. All right. And that's the reason why most people don't share their business with anybody and they suffer in silence. We should be helping other people to suffer in silence because of things like that. Okay. So make sure, there are so many support groups. If it's, they have a arthritis support group, multiple sclerosis support group, fibromyalgia support group, sickle cell support. There's so many different groups out there, there's support group that you can go to and get the help. And because that way you don't feel, you're not just talking to somebody who can't relate to what you're going through. Yes, the therapist can talk to you about your depression, but he or she cannot relate to it if they don't have the same issues. And most of the time, as health professionals, we don't insert our own diseases into the conversation anyways. So make sure you talk to, get somebody who really can relate to what you're going through. All right. And then sometimes that camaraderie, that sense of community can also help you in the long run. All right. And then finally, step number 8, do your own research. I better do some research, because the thing about it is, when you tell people to do people say, I do my own research, I do my own research. And depending on what it is, I also talked about confirmation bias before. It's like you're already thinking about something, and then it will only point you, especially when you start doing your search, the algorithm start pointing you to only things that they know that you want to hear. So you're not listening to anything that's outside of your peer review. It's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is these people saying that, and you're telling me I'm supposed to be taking this medication. I used to have patients come in with, like, a whole brochure. Oh, why aren't you giving me this, and why aren't you doing this because of this and all that? It's like, just hold up. All right, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your medical, your health background, everything, the medications that you're already taking. Let's do that for. Let's discuss that. I'm not dismissing whatever you read on Facebook or whatever you read on Google and all. Okay, I did a show called, how not to use the internet to diagnose yourself. We're not saying you should come to the doctor's office completely, not knowledgeable about anything that's going on in your life. We want you to be educated in your disease and all that. But at the same time, everything on Google, they tell you that you need to follow up with your doctor first, because they're speaking generally. They're not speaking specifically to your case. All right. So it's important that you do that. So go on there and do different support groups. Some of the groups that you can just meet online, and sometimes you don't necessarily have to meet anyway. So you can just call them and they have counselors that can talk to you. All right. And also, like I said, go ahead, get the help that you need. Let me just get my last one here. So, but the most important thing is to make sure that you're not self-medicating, because it's so easy to not do that. All right. So next thing you know, your friends be telling you, I try this and I try that, especially for young people too, because when they get hurt and they get injured at school for playing sports and stuff, and then next thing you know, they're on this medication. When they tell them, so we have to start cutting back on the medication, then that's when they're like, okay, they're already used to that medication and they want to continue it, when the doctors say no, there shouldn't be any reason why you should be taking this powerful of a medication 6 to 8 months down the road, and their body's already used to it. That can cause a problem. Okay, even regular people too. So it's not just young people. We have people who were like deep into taking drugs and all, and they're in their 50s and all, and you'll be surprised that somebody like that could be doing that. Your regular neighbor who's regular person and can be doing that. All right. So if you have that problem, please talk to your doctor so you can get help. All right. It's not just operate away or whatever you're doing and your family may be mad at you. Some people need medication assisted therapy, like again, methadone or Suboxone to help them off that. Okay. So, the last one is do your own research and all, making sure you check in on great resources, like again, like I said, but making sure you check in on reputable sites. Don't just go on something that was written by some 13-year-old that didn't do any research or say something that you think that is good to hear. All right, so places like Verywell Health, I got this other article from there. The Centers for Disease Control, I always say that, or the CDC. Okay, and Arthritis Foundation, National Fibromyalgia and Chronic Pain Association. All right. And also, like again, like I said, you and your doctor will have to work through things for you to get the right combination. So that way, and you may have to go to pain management also. Okay, so but it's important that you've tried a couple of other medications first. All right, and also you can also go to physical therapy. Actually, doctor, you can go to physical therapy or occupational therapy, sometimes both. And once you have done those things, it'll be easier for the pain management doctor to just kind of look at all that, evaluate all that, and then say, okay, let's do this next thing. Okay. But your regular primary care doctor can also, if you find yourself running into problems with being addiction and all the addiction and other things, we can also prescribe Suboxone. We can also prescribe methadone. I'm more the Suboxone part because that's training that. Okay, but we can still do methadone. But it's important. Okay, it's important. So it goes out to everybody out there, okay, family members and all that too. If you find your family members having severe pain and they're having some issues and all, please be understanding, okay, please be understanding, because it's like a lifestyle change. Again, it really limits your life. It really limits everything, the things that you can do, the places you can for reviewing, the places you can go, just the very house the house you buy, vacations. You may not be able to go to like family reunions and things that are too far away because it requires a lot of driving. It requires a lot of sitting down too long, or sometimes you go there and you're having some function that you have to do a lot of standing. All of that can cause a problem. Okay, so please be mindful of that. Okay, and again, meditation, going out, relaxing. It's important as exercising, okay, talking to your doctor so you can get the right combination of medications, because sometimes you may need a narcotic and you need one medication. But it's also, if you find yourself taking regular over-the-counter medications and you just finding that you're needing that a lot more often, then that's when you want to tell your doctor, say, I'm taking a lot of Motrin. Motrin is also bad on the stomach because it can like cause you to bleed, and it also is really bad on the kidneys too. So you don't want to have that problem. And also Tylenol, too much Tylenol is not too good for your liver. All right. So all of that, it comes with, even though it's over the counter, even with aspirin too, aspirin can be a little bit damaging to your stomach lining too. So, and you also aspirin, people take aspirin for other things. So you don't want to take that for if you don't need it. All right. So it's important that you talk to your doctor. All right. Your doctor, your provider. I'm used to saying doctor. So talk to them and make sure that, you can do this. Is You're not the only one going through this. Okay. Many people who you see just living a life, and you think, oh my God, I bet you they don't have anything to worry about. I bet you they're not taking any medication. I bet you don't know that. You don't know that, but you're not the only one. Your family is not the only one that's dealing with somebody with chronic pain. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. Trust me. I've had like so many different patients, and then there were times too when I was like, having chronic pain for a long time there. So, think about it, pray about it. If you're a praying person, seek help, seek professional help. Don't just say, I'm going to pray it away. You can do both. Like I did, I said, science and religion can coexist. You can do both. Take the medication. Don't be embarrassed. Please, if you need help, get help. Get help, because again, it can really affect everybody's life in the family. Let me just see here. There's any more comments. Okay, Ahmed said, how to support family, friends, community members regarding mental health, stress of American life, anxieties, family problems, financial stress. How do we engage in such discussion in our Liberian African community when we think culturally these are American people's problems? That was a mouthful. Oh God, I've alluded to this like so many times before. You're in America is your problem. It's not American because people are like, oh yeah, there's a first world problem. Oh, there's a rich people problems. Oh, there's a white people problems. Or this one, in our culture, no, nobody worries about that and know that we too busy trying to survive. True, we're still busy trying to survive, especially when you're back home. You're just trying to get your daily bread and go about it. So your mental thing and all that, you're not thinking about it that much. But we all go through this at very different variety of degrees and all that too, but we all go through this. So it's important that I would suggest that you bring it up with your doctor first. Have them bring it up with the doctor first. And again, like I said, it's good to get a doctor that's understanding of those things, that some of them may have lived experience, okay, or culturally relevant to you. And also it's not always possible because depending where you live, you may not have a doctor that fits all those qualities. But usually, again, like I always stress, that you can usually feel from a doctor that your doctor that taking care of you, your provider, NPPA doctor and all, really cares about you and really sits down, or even if they're standing up, to talk to you about it. So find somebody like that and talk about it. And if you see the person, and as again, if you see that your family member is going through stuff like that, and you want to talk to somebody who's in your culture, that's in their field too, let's because sometimes people may call me, like a family member may call me, and they know because I have the Liberian background, so I know how to approach it from the health perspective, and also from the medical perspective and the culturally relevant perspective too. So I did that. And also I wanted to say I went to my family reunion this year, and one of the things they did, I spoke, they asked me to speak for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I was able to talk about preventative care and other things. So for those of you who are going to your family reunion or whatever it is that you're doing, that you're going to be hanging out with family and people are going to be sitting there, get somebody who well versed in medical care and all that too, that can sit there. Even if it's 5 minutes, I thought that was a very good idea. I thought it was a very good idea that whoever brought it up, our family, to say, come and talk about it. Okay. So it was my cousin Reggie. So, anyways, but do that. Get somebody who's like, in the health, who's also, like I said, a family member, and say, let's talk about this. Okay, I need somebody to talk about it. And I need, they may see it differently. They may not want to talk about it because they'd be ashamed. Again, like I said, and also you talk to our people and then you have a falling out with them, and next thing you know, your business is all over Facebook. So that alone can make people not want to talk about it, and they suffer in silence, or they think that, oh yeah, I can just pray about it, or my mother went through this and she was fine, or my sister went through it. They may not have been fine. They were just living. They were just existing. And you don't want to just exist. You want to thrive as much as possible. Okay. So again, talk to somebody who's in the field. Talk to your doctor first, because you want to make sure you get in somebody who's a professional, and then see, they will give you different resources of people who you can talk to. And I'm here. Okay, I give you general, information. I can't give you, anything that's particular to your case, but I can talk. So you can send me a message. All right. So, and let me see, Miss Mike Hines. Mike Hines said, I really enjoyed this post. My knees and back be killing me. I definitely will take this to my doctor. And thanks always. Of course. Thank you so much, Mike. As always, yes, it's important, because especially your knees and back. I mean, I did do a show on chronic back pain, so you might want to look there and see how to avoid it and also how to manage it. And for your knees, because when people, they have problems with their knees, oh my God, just imagine it's like you can't walk, and then you can't walk, and then you start gaining weight, and you gaining the weight, and then you can lose the weight because you can't walk. So it's like this whole cycle of like destruction and the bodies, and your body deteriorating because so many things that you can't do. So it's important that you bring it to the doctor's attention. Tell them, I've been taking over the counter medication for a little bit and it hasn't been helping, or it's not, the pain's no longer there anymore. To ask you, 1 to 10, how much is the pain? 1 is the least, 10 is the most. What is it affecting? Is it affecting your daily activities? Are you able to bathe yourself? Are you able to feed yourself? Are you able to do that without pain? Are you just doing that just to make the time go by? Are you able to work? Are you calling off from work? Is it affecting your family life? Is it affecting your relationship with your partner? Is it affecting places that you go? And has it affected your job to where you may have to quit your job and change your job? Or is it causing you a lot of depression? all those things. You want to bring that up, write that down. You can watch the show again if you missed that part, and you say, okay, yeah, these are the things that are really affecting me, and I really want to take the time to talk to you. So when you call to make that appointment to talk to you to see your doctor, make sure you call and you tell them that you're coming in for pain management consultation. Okay. And again, like I said, they'll find the right combination for you, and the right combination may not work, and you may need to do all those other things I talked about. And then eventually, you may have to go see a pain management doctor. And sometimes, whatever it is that's causing the pain, it could be something that needs to be operated on. So eventually, you may need some. They may have to do like an ultrasound. They may have to do a CAT scan. They may have to do an MRI. They may have to do X-ray or something like that, so they can see that we're not just throwing these medications at you. There is something there that we need to work on to see what's there to properly diagnose you, so we can sometimes, again, like I said, may lead to surgery, physical therapy, and other things. Okay, so I think I've talked too long enough. Okay, so please give me a thumbs up if you're watching. Please give me a thumbs up. And also please share the show. I'm trying to raise some money so I can put more, get more information, put more work into the information that I bring you guys. Okay, but even if you cannot donate, please just share the show. Just that's all you can do. I just ask them to share the show, because what you hear here may not be pertinent to you, but it could be pertinent to somebody who's going through pain, or a family member or something like that. It really that they need to hear that. Okay, so what I'm bringing to you is all evidence based. So I'm not just talking just for talking's sake. All right. So I just want to say thank you all for watching. For those of you who are watching now, I say thank you. For those of you who will be watching later, I say thank you. Please share the show. Thank you all from Focus on Liberia, from YouTube, from everywhere else that I share the show. Please share the show with your personal page. And I thank you all for watching. And again, I put short videos on during the week, and then I also come on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. So thank you all for watching again. You stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you. Good night. God bless. Bye bye.